here. My apologies. And well, it's all Jolly's credit for letting. So thanks again, Jolly.
It's no problem, teacher, anytime.
Alrighty. So this is the second part for this class in which we're dealing with elision. And we're going to have a practical exercise. The idea is that there's a lot of interaction. Feel free to think aloud. So whatever you think it is, just say it, right? And then we can test any hypotheses or theories or hunches, anything that you want to guess. It's totally fine. Okay. So the idea is that we're going to analyze the utterances that are below. There are four, and the point of this is trying to identify the features of a connected speech present in these. For this, you have to read the utterance aloud, and when you read it, probably it's going to make sense. Remember, we might think of elision within a word or between words. We can think about assimilation, either progressive or regressive. And we may think about linking, right? I don't know, linking yeah, or linking w, or linking r, or even you may think about other intrusive features, all right? So the idea is that you take a moment to work on number one, and then we're reviewing your answers, okay? And then we move on to the next one, okay? So take a moment to review the first one, read it aloud several times, and then maybe you can write it in a piece of paper, and you can try to find out which features of connected speech are present according to the way you read it aloud, and which are the possible features, right, that might be present. I don't know if this instruction is clear. Do you know what you need to do in this exercise?
In this exercise, teacher, we just have to identify the elision, and linking R, and linking another concept that we have seen before, right?
Yeah, yes, all the features of connected speech that you have so far studied.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So any questions before we move on? Okay, so take 5 minutes to review, 3 to 5 minutes to work on number one, and then we take a look at your answers about features of connected speech present in this number one, right? All right, then. Do you think we can take a look at the first one?
I find sandwich.
Okay,
Sandwich.
so sandwich. What about sandwich? Can you like explain a little bit more? Elaborate it. Elaborate it a little bit.
Yeah. So the sound the it's between the sound n and w, I think. And as an elision, we avoid the sound the.
All right, very well done. Very well done. So, anything else you were able to catch or identify?
In cup of tea.
Okay, so cup of tea. Can you be more specific? Can you like give me more? Can you walk me through so I can? I'm going to write whatever you're saying right here.
I thought that there was someone else talking.
No, go on.
Okay, so in cup of tea, there's an elision. In off, there's no u. Off is cup of tea.
Okay, so in this one there is an elision. All right.
Yes.
Perfect.
And I don't know if it's right, but in hada, I think there's like a simulation. Hada.
Okay, Hera. So which element is being assimilated?
Yes, but I don't know if I'm right. I don't know how to say it.
Okay, so if in this case had a cup, I had a cup had a it seems more like we're linking the consonant to the vowel sound. That's the indefinite article, right? Had a I had a cup of tea. Had a.
Yeah,
Right? So what do you think? Could it be like a linking instead of a assimilation, or
maybe.
okay? And let's ask someone else. What do you think? Could it be assimilation, linking, or elision?
It's like more as a linking. Harakov, Harakov tree. Harakov tree. Yes, it's like more linking.
Okay.
It's like an intrusive R.
Okay, I like that. It's like an intrusive R. Had. It sounds like an intrusive R, right? Particularly when we think that particularly t and also d have as an allophone the sound called flap, which sounds like an r, as in rider, um, rider later hadda. So maybe this d turns into a flap. D. That's why it sounds like an hadda. Had a cup of hadda. Yeah. So we may think of it as an intrusive R if there is had and an additional so hadra, hadra. So in this case, sorry, in this case, we're not inserting an after the, because in the concept of intrusion, let me change this to laser point. Okay. In this case, if we think about an intrusive R, we are inserting an which is not there in the spelling, after the d. So hadra, I hadra cup of tea. So it's not the case that we are inserting an after the. Is probably that we are using an allophone of the sound d, which is the flap, right? Hada. In that case, we are linking the flap with the following vowel sound. So anyway, if we say hada or hada with d or r, we're linking the consonant to the vowel sound. And that's a very common feature of connected speech. Linking a vowel sound to a consonant sound, or in this case, a consonant sound to a vowel sound. I don't know if this is clear, but if we think about an intrusive R, then the intrusive R should be or should come right after. So I would say let's go for a linking. It might be d to a or r to a, but anyway, a linking between a consonant sound and a vowel sound. I don't know if it's not clear or if there are any other questions or any other feature of connected speech you were able to
Peter,
identify.
between T and, there's an intrusive R, a tyrant.
I had a cup of tea and sandwich. Okay, it could be. It could be.
It depends of the speaker, isn't it?
Yes, it depends on the speaker, exactly.
Right.
Yes, many speakers would say a cup of tea, TN. Had a cup of tea and maybe Tiran would be one option. In this case, it would be because it's not spelled there, right? Any other feature, if not an intrusive R, which other feature of connected speech do you think would be present here?
Teacher, maybe the is a lesion. Like for example, and we do not say and a sandwich, and a sandwich, a lesion.
Yes, we can think about an lesion here. Very well. Very well done. And some speakers may say and a sandwich in general, and a sandwich. Yes, we would elide, or speakers in general would elide the final d and would connect. And then after an elision of the sound d, probably, what do you think? I'm just thinking aloud. We can have a linking between the consonant sound n and the vowel sound l. What do you think?
I was thinking about that as well.
Excellent. So we may have, yes, go ahead, please.
And a sandwich, like Woodson, and a sandwich.
And a sandwich, right. So this is good because we may have one or two or three features of connected speech. I mean, if we elide the, we have to connect n and a because it's this and the vowel sound. So it's like the more usual, normal process. More, please. Do you have more? A piece of advice: linking is one of the most common phonological processes. Always take a look at the final sound in a word. If it's a consonant sound, and then the following word is or contains a vowel sound at the beginning, there's a very high probability you're going to link those two sounds. For example, cup, p, consonant sound, of, vowel sound. So there's a high probability that would say cup of tea, right? Cup of tea. So You mentioned that there was an elision here of the sound f. If there is an elision, then we have a vowel sound here.
Sure.
A schwa.
Right.
Yeah. And then we have the starting sound in T, T. So vowel sound, consonant sound. We may link this, kappa, kappa T. So it sounds like one big word. Cup of tea, kappa T. Like one word, right? Same thing with and a sandwich. And a sandwich. And a sandwich. This is a linking of a vowel to consonant sound. It doesn't make sense to you. Is it like Greek, Chinese? What I'm saying, or because linking is quite common. I mean. All right. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, I think.
If you have questions or comments and you want to go back to the previous one, feel free to do it. All right.
Teacher, I have a question.
Go on, please.
Elision always happen in between of a sentence. For example, it can't happen at the end of a word in a sentence.
For example, in the let me change this to a later point. In the case of sandwich, elision happens within a word, right? In the case of and, it happens within a word, but at the end, not in the middle, as in sandwich, but at the end of the word. And also, if you remember the video, boiled or steamed potatoes, right? That was happening between two words at the end. So it might take place in all those contexts. Within a word, as in sandwich, at the end of a word, as in and, or as in the case of boiled potatoes, it happens in the end, at the end in the word boundaries, in the first element. So if you remember in the video, the speaker in Tim's workshop, he said, in general, speakers would not use "de" in the expression boiled potatoes or steamed potatoes. This final "de" it was sort of dropped, sort of elided. So I guess those are the cases. Within a word, as in sandwich, the end of a word, as in and between two words in the boundary, between these two words, in the first element, right, before starting the second word. I don't know if it's clear or if it's not clear.
Yeah, it's clear, teacher. Thank you.
All right, no problem, anytime. Okay, so let's focus on the second exercise. You can take some time, or what we could do is you think aloud, and we are, doing it at the same time.
Elision of T at the beginning.
Yes, in that one we have like don't you, like for example we have like a I forgot the name. Like for example the t come to be like and it changed like ch, don't you. I don't know if I explain myself.
Yes. Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't you? Does anyone remember how can we call that feature of connected speech?
Uh, it's, uh,
Was coalescence?
Yes, coalescence. Exactly. Some people call it coalescence. Coalescence. Some people call it yacht coalescence, and other people call it mutual coalescence. Sorry if the spelling is not right. So you can call it you know, mutual coalescence, yacht coalescence, or um, I call it yacht coalescence. I don't know why. I guess I found the word yacht very interesting or funny, so I call it yacht coalescence. But I understand that other people call it mutual coalescence because they consider that the two sounds are influencing each other. And to make a difference from regressive and progressive. Regressive that goes backwards, progressive that goes forward or to the right, and mutual because both sounds influence each other. Um, and remember that it's a new sound, right? Because in this one we have a t, and in this one we have a y, right? So we're getting this don't you, don't you. Some people say don't you, with a voiceless affricate, and some people use an affricate as well, but voiced. Don't you, don't you, j as in jeans. So anyway, the combination of t and y, and you get a different sound, a completely new sound. So yes, that's one thing that we can see here. Your coalescence, mutual coalescence. What any other feature were you able to identify? Can you get rid of this?
maybe. Okay, go on, please. Who was
No, no.
talking? Someone else was about to say something.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I'm linking R in Anne. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name. I don't know if
DRN, yes, DRN.
And I think we have a linking word here. I'm not so sure. Maybe you can.
I agree with you. I don't know about the rest. I support you here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Linking A.
Linking up. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same.
Excellent. And it's linking. Remember that in general, for erotic accent, dear is always present. Dear, 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 at the end, right? And in non-erotic accents is this linking are present whenever the following sound is a vowel sound. Because in general, non-erotic accents do not have the final So dear, oh dear, dear. In non-erotic accents, they end up this with a diphthong and not with a final So that's something to keep in mind. Any other feature? Don't you do it?
Yes.
Yes. Come on.
For us, another linking R. I don't know if it is okay.
Yes, Catalina. Yes, Catalina. For us, linking R, all right? Do you all agree, right? Or not really? Okay, wonderful.
It is possible that between it is there is an intrusive R.
Between it and is.
I mean, it depends because if I say it is, it's not. But if I say it is, it sounds like there's an intrusive R. But I don't know if I'm right.
Oh, got you. All right, that's a very good comment. It's basically very connected to a previous exercise. When we think about an intrusive R, the intrusive R is inserted, right, if you remember one of the examples, law and order, do you remember that one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, all right, excellent. So law and order, never in the spelling you can never see the right there in between the last sound of law and the beginning of and. So that's why it was inserted. It was in an intrusive feature, not present there. Law and order. Law. So still, O was pronounced law. Still, was pronounced, and in between the last vowel sound of law and the first vowel sound in the word and, the consonant was inserted, right? That's why it was intrusive. Now, if we consider here in it is, we need to consider that is inserted, so it might be inserted after t. So it will be something like it ris, it ris, it ris, it ris. Okay. Now the other option is that instead of saying it, we change the t for a flap, the sound that you can find in rather, later, right? Very common for American accent. It is. That's the other option. It is. It is. But if you change the t for a flap, and you think about an intrusive R, then we would have to introduce the there after. So it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense to have and then again, and then and then z. This would not make sense. It is. It is. Okay, so what happens here is not an intrusive but is that we, instead of using the t in it, what we're doing is we are changing this t for an elephant, for the sound called flap. But it's just using an allophone of the sound t. We're not inserting a new sound. When you are thinking about intrusive R, you are inserting another sound, an extra sound. And whenever we think about intrusion or intrusive, actually, I wouldn't think about only because if you think about this quite well, it's w is also not present, the linking w, so it could also be called an intrusive feature, an intrusive w. And yeah, the same. Yeah, it's not there when you say I am. When you say I and you say am, some people would use an intrusive yeah here. I am. And this is not part of the spelling, so it's also sort of an intrusive feature. Okay, so and it is, we're not using an intrusive R, we're just changing the t, where is it, for a flap. Okay, so we're using an allophone of t, in this case flap. Do you remember the concept of allophones? Yes, no, not clear. We covered this last semester. If it's not clear, you have, for example, a sound t, and you can pronounce this sound as t, but there are other realizations, right? You can use a flap, like in later, rider. You can use also a glottal stop, as in mountain, button, okay? So all of these are called allophones. but we're not inserting a new sound. So it's not an intrusion. It's not an intrusive in this case.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, teacher, I remembered.
Okay.
So,
Please,
teacher,
all the questions and comments are welcome. All right. Yes.
So an intrusive sound is like the sound we add like between the word, right? For example,
Yes.
an intrusive R.
Yes, in intrusive, it goes like in between. We're not like replacing another one, like in the case of t, we're not replacing it for, in this case, a flap to say it is. It's an extra sound, an additional one.
Okay, perfect. Makes sense.
Okay, good. So any other feature that you were able to identify, guys? What about here?
Wait.
It's like do it, not do it.
Do it, right? It's do.
It's strange in that way.
Yeah, do it. Don't you do it?
Teacher, a question. Can we link like two vowels? Huh? No, it's possible.
Sure.
It's possible to link two vowels. Huh?
Yeah. For example, in the case of a long u or a short long u or a short, you may use this linking w or intrusive w if you want. Like do it. It's not a full w. It's like halfway. It's not fully w, right? So you can say do it, do it, do it.
Yeah, they sound like change for what? No.
It's sort of added. It's a sort of an intrusive w. People call it a linking w, but actually, if you read do and it, this letter or so, it's not there. So it's used to link do, which ends in an u, long u, and then e. So do it. Many speakers would connect these two vowel sounds with a w. Particularly, which vowel sounds? If you have a sound with a long u or a short u, and then, for example, an e. We do it. That's sort of the idea. Now, if you have heard speakers saying don't you, where already identified your coalescence here, don't you? Many speakers in this second word, schwa, right? Don't you? Do you all agree with this? Don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So you have a vowel sound, a schwa, and then the next sound is a. It's a consonant sound, right? So you can link this schwa, which is a vowel sound, with the next consonant sound, and you may have linking as well here. Don't you know? Don't you do it? Don't you do it? Don't you do it? You may also link this. I just realized that it's way past the time, and I apologize for taking so much of your time. I will see you next week. Please finish this so we can review and keep any comments that you might have for next session. All right, guys?
Teacher?
It's all right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh,
I'm listening.
I remember that I remind you like kind of 2 days ago or 1 day ago for the PPT. Like you say, you will upload, but you haven't yet. Maybe you.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yes. I'm sorry about that. I was uploading videos, and I remember having issues, and then I thought about doing it later, and I forgot. Sorry about that. I'll do it right now. My connection, I connect myself with a cell phone, and whenever I'm uploading videos, it's like anything else I do, it's I can't do it because of I don't know. I'm using too many. Um, I don't know why, but that's the thing with the connecting with the cell phone.
No,
Yeah,
it's okay. I will be waiting for it. Maybe you remember that and you upload it. So no worries.
No, I'm taking a look at it right now because I'm not uploading any videos right now, and I'm going to upload right now, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry again, but I totally forgot later. After I'll do it later. Never occurred. Sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful rest of the day. Goodbye.
You too, teacher. Bye bye.
Sophie.